Hello everybody and welcome to another YouTube video here. Today I'm going to do a video on how to play And I Love Her by the Beatles. This one here is going to be kind of in the sequence of the lessons I've been doing. It's going to be an intermediate lesson, and so you should know your bar chords if you're going to do this tutorial. And also, if you don't, a good one to watch is Upside Down. I did a video on that. Kind of shows you how to get into your bar chords. So just kind of bear that in mind. So the other reason why I did this song is because I made a recording on it because I've been working on singing and whatnot. And the Beatles, they did some vocal doubling on this one here, and I thought it would be kind of a fun thing to try. And see how that all works out, you know. So you can see that that's a pretty cool technique. You can hear that that when Paul McCartney is singing it, he actually sang it 2 times, and to build the vocal up, you know. So then I thought, after doing that song, I thought, well, this would be a great one to do a lesson on. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into this. So this is in the key of E, okay. And again, like I always say in my lessons, you know, you want to get your bearings. So in the key of E, what are your 3 main chords? You have E, A, and you have B7, okay? And then you have, you can also do it up here, like since you know your bar chords. Here's your 1, here's your 4, and your 5. This is good to get into seeing it this way, okay? And then from your E, you have C sharp as a relative minor, which is going to be in the song. And then off of your A, you have an F sharp minor, and then off of your B, you have a G sharp minor. Okay, so you have 3 main chords, and then you have your 3 relative minors. Okay, and so always kind of get that big picture, and that's why it's good to see it this way, like with these bar chords, because it's so easy then just to count down 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you're armed with 6 chords even before you get going. Okay, and it's also good to know to look at it this way as well, because this song has a key change. So you know, when it goes into the lead part, they're going to jump from the key of E into the key of F. So it's kind of good if you know these patterns ahead of time. It makes it a little bit easier for you. And then also for strumming, I'm using kind of a thin pick. When I was I'll link the video that I did of this at the end of this one. But when I was learning how to play this myself, it's like I was using a thicker pick, and like a thin pick is better for your strumming. Okay, so you want kind of a thin pick, I would say. I guess that's kind of personal preference, but I felt that this helped a lot on the strumming. And then let's see what else is there on this before we get into it. As I said, Upside Down, you know, maybe I can put a link in here somewhere with that too, so if you're not familiar with your bar chords. But you definitely need to be pretty good with your bar chords to do this one, okay? So it's in the key of E, and it's starting off on the F sharp minor, okay? And there's like this little lead guitar intro. It's done like on a classical guitar. I'll show you that kind of at the end when I do the lead parts, but let's just kind of for now, for you beginners, let's get into the chords. So first chord is an F sharp minor, and I'll give you kind of a brief intro as to what, or a brief explanation as to why I'm mentioning Upside Down. If you take an E chord, if you play it like this, okay, see how I switch my fingers around? Okay, this is for you that are just for those of you that are just learning your bar chords, okay? You can skip, I'll put some chapters in here so you can skip ahead if you're past this part. But if you play like an E like this, instead of like this, okay, now it's an easy thing just to slide that whole thing up and throw your first finger across, see that? Now, if you think of an E minor you've played like this before. If you switch your fingers out, okay, and then just kind of relax and slide up, and there's your F sharp minor, okay? And this is your E string, your F, and your F sharp. So this is an F sharp minor rooted off of your E string, okay? And then there's going to be a C sharp minor, okay? Now the intro is going to do when it does that little lead, that little intro that's done on the classical guitar. The guitar part's going to be. Okay, so the E6, you're just going to have your pinky on the second string, second fret. Okay, so that's the E6. I'm not going to sing much of this song today, so I don't get any copyright violations. Then A. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Okay, so let me play that whole first verse for you. Okay, so it's going to be da, 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 da. Now the second verse is the same. Okay, so that's the first two verses, so you have to know that F sharp minor and the C sharp minor, and that's like a real workout for your fingers, you know, especially if you're kind of like if you're just learning your bar chords. That's quite the workout. Okay, the other thing you can do on this on the C sharp minor is you can do the same thing that I showed you on that E earlier. Okay, come down here, play an A minor chord. Okay, now switch your fingers around like this. Okay, now you know that the strings end at this plastic piece. This is the nut. This is where the strings end. So if you move that up, that needs to move along with it. So our first finger is going to replace that. So this is A minor, B flat minor, B minor, C minor, C sharp minor. Okay, so that's that C sharp minor. You can see this is an A-shaped bar chord. It's rooted off of your A string. This is C sharp. A, B flat, B, C, C sharp. Okay, so this is an A-shaped bar chord, or A minor shaped bar chord. You could call it like this would be an A-shaped bar chord. This would be a C sharp minor. Okay, so you can kind of think of these bar chords, you know, as related to the chords you already know down here. Here's your E minor, F sharp minor. Here's A minor, and here's your C sharp minor. Okay. So you have those two chords you need to get underneath your fingers. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. It's a very simple strumming pattern. 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I mean, it doesn't do any of this in the song, but if you watched any of my lessons before, you know I'm not like a big one into getting into strumming patterns. You know, just get in the groove; it'll come to you. 2 and 3, but this is the most basic strum pattern right here. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. I like to do this here. I like to go 1. Okay, just feel the groove and, you know, make it pretty. That's all I've ever done. That, you know, in all the years I've played in bands, it's like, you know, nobody that you ever play with in a band is sitting there going, well, you know, up, down, down. I mean, just, you know, the heck with all that stuff. You know, just feel it. You'll be fine. Okay, so that gets you up to the first two verses. Okay, then it's going to go into the chorus, which starts on the C sharp minor. A love like ours. Try not to sing this too. Now you have a couple options here. You can go to the C sharp, to the B up here. Okay, and again, that's just an E shape. Here's your E down here, all the way up here. That note is B. So you can do that. Or if you want, you can go here. Okay, or I think this is another option. I've never really done this one much because I could never fit my fingers in there, but I think this is the way it's played on the recording. I just listened to the recording before I did this video just to refresh, and I think they're doing this. Now we're going to go to a G sharp. Okay, so you can see already we've used all those chords that we talked about a few minutes ago at the beginning. You know, you're using all the three major chords in here, and then you've got the relative minors. Okay, so they're using all of them. So let's take it from the beginning of that the chorus. I'm just going to go to the B7 down here. Now we're into the third verse. Yeah, so anyways, you know, on the end of that that chorus, I just go to the B7. Normally the 5 quarters is 7. I don't know if they actually do that on the recording, but you know, that's, you know, kind of suit that to your taste. Now we're on the third verse. Okay, so that gets you through the first part of the song. Then it's going to do the key change. Okay, so oh, and by the way, if you decide to sing this song is deceiving. This is really, really hard to sing. Okay, you have to give Paul McCartney credit for this. I mean, he just makes it seem so effortless, though, when you listen to it, and even like when you listen, there's some videos out on the isolated vocals. I mean, I had a heck of a time singing this song, but I don't claim to be. I'm still learning how to sing, you know, so I have my trials and tribulations with singing. You know, you're always in a state of flux anyways, even no matter how good you are, even with your guitar playing. Even with your guitar playing, you know, you're always, the better you get, the more you realize how much you don't know. But tough song to sing, for me anyways. Okay, so now we go to the key change, and again, that's kind of why it's good to know all your, you know, your bar chords, because now it's not so hard. It's going to go, it goes to the key of F, which now we have the G minor. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the, you know, all the chords like I did at the beginning, but it's just basically the same thing. So now you have, so now it's G minor to D minor. Then B flat and C7, and then to F. And I've showed you how to do this before. When you go to the F down here, if you play a C, put your pinky underneath your third finger, then bring your second finger down. You can get an F like that, okay? Or, you know, I mean, I didn't, when I actually played the song, I didn't do the bar chord. And I think it's actually like an F6, so you can go like this. So let me do that that verse on the where they're playing the lead. And the guitar part just kind of plays the melody. I mean, I kind of like to throw that in there. You could just do an F chord in there if you like. But I like how I've always liked F6 chords, or F6. I've always liked sixth chords, so that kind of sounds cool. Okay, so you have the lead part. It's just basically a verse, okay? And then it's going to go back into the very last verse. Bright are the stars that shine, dark is the sky. I'm really trying not to sing this. Okay, now you're B flat, C7, and I love her. Now G minor, and then to the F. I'm going to do an F6, G minor, and then it's going to end on a D. Okay, so there's a saying for what that's called. I just read it yesterday and I already forgot, but you're ending on the major. I guess what it would be, basically what's happening there is if you harmonize the major scale in the key of F, you got your F major 7th, Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian. Okay, there's your D minor, okay? And that's of course where we're going. In the key of F, it does that D minor. Kind of the way you can think of this is when I'm doing this F6. If you look at it this way, an F6 is like a D minor. So it's the relative, D minor is relative to F, okay? When you play that F6, see there's a D minor right inside that F6. This stuff is all interconnected. So, sorry, I'm kind of going off on theory here with you, but this is kind of cool to see. And this is a really tough chord to play here. Easier on the electric guitar. But that's a D minor, and then there's an F6, okay? And so, what this theory was saying, this is a common thing. In the key of F, that's the 6th minor chord. But that's what's happening, okay? So at the very end of the song, you're going, so we're doing G minor to F6, which we can say is kind of like playing a D minor. So you could say it's going like this. See, if you were to substitute it, nobody would know the difference, really. Well, you would, and I would, but most people wouldn't, okay? So we're just going, playing an F6, okay? And then this theory, maybe I'll put like the link on the bottom of this and you can look it up, okay? But so, you know, they're raising the third of that 6th minor, which would be D minor to, okay? So the Beatles were pretty sophisticated when they did this. I mean, I don't know if maybe George Martin had something to do with it, okay? But, you know, that's a common way, you know, of ending a song, you know, for people that are much more educated than I am. So anyways, hope I don't catch a lot of grief off that. Sorry, that was unprepared. But anyways, that's a cool thing though, okay? I'm just learning like everybody else. So then that gets you through all the chords, and then I'll show you the intro and the lead part. If you have like a second guitar player, so let's go all the way back to the beginning and I'll show you the little lead parts. Okay, that's, you're thinking of an E chord. Does that F minor, the other guitar does. And this note here is actually the 6th when you're playing this E6. That's you end up landing on the 6th of E. See, and that's the E6 and F minor. Okay, then it goes into the verse. Okay, now the second guitar comes in on that second verse. We're playing an F sharp minor to C sharp minor. So if you come all the way up here and play an F sharp minor, okay, so it's going to be and then a C sharp minor. So what this is, you're just playing just the little top part of this F sharp minor, a little triad. And then C sharp minor, and you're just oh, my microphone's in the way. Okay, then when it goes to the A, you know a D chord down here. This is your root here. Here's D, D, E, okay, F, F sharp, and then here's G, and here's A. Or you can think of it this way, for you to play a eagle claw, A, what I call it an eagle claw, but so you would just have this here. And when it goes to that B, that B7, you can think of it this way. Here's A, and here's B, okay? But you know when you're down here, if you know your D, you know how to go from D to D7, right? Well, same thing when you're up here on B. There's the B7. So then that whole part's going to be that goes to A. And then back to this C sharp. This is actually when it's playing that E6. If you think of an E this way, and if you go like this, that's an E6. Okay, so you can see that E6 and that C sharp minor are very closely related. So that's why you go back to this. The same chord you were playing as a C sharp minor is now an E6. So let me do that again. So starting on the second verse where she gives me everything. Okay, and I'll show you this lead part. Okay, so you're starting right here on the 4th string on 5th fret. Okay, and then this last part, if you think of a B, it's just walking right down this B chord. Then now again, you're thinking of a B, just outline the arpeggio. Then let me do that again. Then it goes back to the singing, and you're back up to the again, this is the second guitar part. If you have a buddy or a girlfriend. Okay, so the very last verse. go to the end. So now we're a fret higher than we were when we were playing in E. You're right here. And then you're just going to hit the open D string. And that gets you all the way through the whole song. Okay, so that's pretty much it, folks. So I hope you enjoy that. Have fun playing that one. It's a great one with two guitars. Those parts are just not that hard to play, but they're just total genius. Okay, so have fun with that, and that'll get your fingers in shape too with your bar chords. So, okay, folks, I sure appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and like I said, I'll put some links and some chord charts and some lyrics up here for you. Okay, anyways, have a wonderful day, and we will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.